Morning. Hey, this is Rasisha First Nation. Studyration. What are you doing? Life. It's in the power of the tongue. Death. It is in the power of the tongue. Words are powerful. Again, life is in the power of the tongue. Also death. Thy tongue is a sword. It's a very powerful weapon. My people, again I say to you, thy tongue, it is a sword. It's a weapon. Can heal. Can destroy. So I say unto you, life and death is in the power of the tongue. How you speak to a person, how you answer a person, how you react to a person. These things, it all makes sense. Soft answers turn it away wrath. Life is in the power of the tongue. How do you speak to your brother? How do you speak to your sister? How do you speak to your spouse? How do you speak to your mother, your father, your friend, your child, even the animal? Life is in the power of the tongue. Yes, also death. The paper and the pen are weapons. Words also are weapons, just like the gun, the bomb, sword. Again, I say life is in the power of the tongue, and also death. My father passed away physically in flesh. I know I'll never see him again. Again, I say my father passed away in flesh. And I know I'll never see him again. There's no heaven. There's no hell. There's no place after you leave this earth. You meet again with no one. No one. I've learned that. So the time we spend today, tomorrow, and days to come, years to come, let's spend these days wisely. Showing love, forgiveness, respect, remorse, gratitude without attitude. Showing gratitude without attitude, it counts. Again, I say life and death lies in the power of thy tongue. When a person passes in flesh and leave this earth in flesh, we'll never meet again. There's no heaven to meet again. There's no Zion. There's no special place. As a child growing up, they educated and indoctrinated me, letting us think that there's a meeting place after this. So Christians speak of a place where wheat and honey is in abundance. Christians speak of a place where there's no night and there's no day. Christians speak of a place where you work no more, you labor no more, you toil no more, you worry no more. But I say to you, that's a great illusion. After you leave this earth, you will never meet again. This chance upon earth is only once. There's no heaven. There's no hell. There's no Zion. There's nowhere out of space to live. This is a flat earth. It is domed. A domed flat earth. There's nowhere else to go. There's nowhere else to live. Above the earth, nor under the earth, nor under the oceans, there's nowhere else to live but here upon earth. While I seek life upon earth, I see leaders going to Mars, seeking Mars, creating Mars, which is an illusion. I say, while I seek minds on earth, I see leaders seeking Mars, going to Mars, where there's no Mars. It's an illusion. All these space shuttles are illusion. They want to create a Jetsons party. This is not a Jetsons party. Life is here upon earth. And if my people cannot unite and live together on earth, where will you unite and live? If you cannot unite here upon earth, where will you unite and live? You'll never unite in the heavens. You'll never unite in the hell. You'll never unite under the oceans. Because there's nowhere to live but here upon earth. You only have one chance, my people. You only have one chance to make it right. Don't say you have another chance and another chance and another chance. You only have one chance to make it right. You've got to show love to each and everyone, each and everything. We're nothing but one people. I'm not an African. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Christian. I'm a free man. I am everything and I am everywhere. I'm energy. Never born, never die. Again, I say I'm energy. Never born, never die. So I say, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsels of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But he meditate day and night upon the life, in flesh, in the life, in others, in the life, around, above and below. So while you trod, fret not thyself of evildoers, for they shall soon be cut down and burnt like grass. Yes, I. You! One moment, please. Okay. Thank you. So I say, my people, unity is a must. We got to unite. We got to unite. Today, tonight, now, this moment. Religion will never save us, my people. Politics will never save us, my people. From the days of Adam until now, religion have been an enslavement upon that people. Religion causing of war, causing of death, causing of manipulation, causing of exploitation. So do politics. Look at Africa today. I say look at Africa today. Look at the continent today. Look what they have done to Gaddafi. Look what Gaddafi's own people has done to him. Gaddafi was the vision of the continent. He was the vision of the continent in this moment. Now you destroyed Gaddafi. You killed Gaddafi. And now you speak of a United States of Africa through the eyes of Europe and the Western world. Africa, the entire Africa will be colonized. The entire Africa, you Africans, by reasons of your neglect and your oppression upon each other, you Africans will soon be tenants in Africa. You Africans soon have to pay taxes on your land and duties. You Africans soon live without land, just like the leaders have done to us in the Western world. You Africans, your lands will be lotted out. You Africans, your land will be taken away. You African shall become United States of Africa, which is the same as United States of America. You Africans, United States of Africa will be the same as United States of America. Same laws, same legislation, divide, rule, take away, conquer, and push the natives as tenants upon their land. By reasons of you leaders in Africa seeking power and strength from Western world, selling out each other to Europe, England and America, Belgium, France, Italy, you Africans, you the leaders in Africans, you the leaders in African will make Africa be poor. You the leaders in African, you never unite. I know you're speaking of BRICS. BRICS. Almost the unification of African be spoken of in Europe. The unification of Africans must be spoken of on the continent of Africa, like Gaddafi did, with no intervention of the European nor Western power nor elites. United States of Africa will be the reverse psychology of United States of America. Nothing will be changed. You, the Africans, will be tenants upon your own land. Your land will be divided. By reasons of leaders in Africa selling out leaders in Africa. Leaders in Africa are at war amongst themselves. Africa is dying from within. I say Africa is dying from within. Corrupted leaders who seek of the material gains and benefit from the soil of Africa, who care not about the people of the continent of Africa. So, oh, you must tell me that I am an African. I'm not no African. I'm never an African, and I will never be an African. What makes me an African? I, as a person born upon the plantation X of Jamaica, how must I be an African? All the years of my foreparents, my people have been enslaved. My people have been enslaved. Plantation X Jamaica was taken by force by the Moors and the English and the Spanish. I'm not an African. You African tried to colonize me. That is why others now come to take your land and recolonize you. You Africans propagate and propagate and propagate your doctrine. Yes, you did. I'm not an African. I am not an African. What rights do I have upon the continent of Africa? What right do I have upon the continent of Africa? More than you want me to be a propagator for Africans. What right do I hold upon the soil of Africa? Do I have a diamond? Do I have gold? Do I have land in Africa? If I do take a plane from Plantation X Jamaica and enter upon the continent within a permit and a stay of 30 days, if I do 31 days, I become a prisoner in the continent of Africa by reason of I exploited my 30 days and overstayed in your country. So I will be locked up and charged for overstay, and you know, telling me that I am an African? Who in Africa is my parent? Who in Africa is my cousin? Who in Africa is my brother? Don't use this complexion, because in this earth you have many different type of black people. You have black people of Africa, black people of the Western world, black people of Europe, black people of Canada, black people of Mexico, black people of the Americas. You have different types of black people. You have many different types of black people. No, you want to propagate us into your union of being Africans. No, I'm not an African. Go to hell. I'm not an African. Who fight for us up on Plantation X Jamaica when we were oppressed by the Spaniards, when we were oppressed by the Moors, the Maroons, when we were oppressed by the English? Who stand up for us? Where's our justice? Where is the justice for the Siboney people, the people of 600 AD upon the land of Jamaica? Where is their justice? Where is the justice of the native people who you Africans and English and Spaniards and Arabians come and plundered and take over? Where's the justice for these people? How much you tell me that I'm an African? How much that I be an African? Africans, you enslave, you rob, you pirate, you steal, you sell your own, you destroy. We accommodated you. We accommodated you. We accommodated you. Did you accommodate us? From one end of the Sahara Desert to the next end of the Sahara Desert, the sub-Sahara slave trade. The Arabs, the Moors, the Muslims, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians. All of you are slave masters. All of you are oppressors. The Sumerians, the Akkadians, all of your slave masters, all of your oppressors, the Babylonians, all of your slave masters and oppressors, all of you divided and ruled. How must I be an African? What caused me to be an African? We upon the people, we the people upon Plantation X Jamaica, we fight for you Africans. We fight for you when you sold us out. Was not it the Maroons who captured Sam Sharp? The Maroons. Were not it the Maroons who captured Sam Sharp? Were not it the Maroons who captured George William Gordon? Was it not the Maroons of Jamaica, Plantation X, who were taking back the runaway slaves into captive England? That is why the Maroons get 500 acres of land upon Plantation X Jamaica. And their leader, their queen, Nanny, put on a $500 bill. England and Spain gather and share the rest of land in multitude. So Jamaica Plantation X was divided by the Moors, the Africans, the English and the Spaniards. Remember the Inquisition 1492 in Spain, Granada, ordered by Queen Isabella and Ferdinand the King of Spain. Embraced by Rome, The Inquisition of 1492, when the Moors were defeated in Granada, Spain. Yes, the Moors are Jews. They are Jews. The Moors are Jews. And the Jews, they plundered. The Jews, they robbed. The Jews enslaved. The most slaves ever bought throughout the colony of Brazil were purchased by Jews. The most slaves, again I say, were purchased by the Jews. So almost you act as if the Jews are innocent people. The Jews are oppressors. The Jews are slave masters. The Jews are evil people. Jews of the white world. You could be a Jews of the Ashkenaz. Or a Jews of the Hebrew. You are all evil. And you pledge a war upon humanity. To rob and take land, divide and rule and enslave. Who gave you the right? Mesoamerican, Mesopotamian Americans, the Mexicans. The Mexicans are powerful than the United States. The Mexican kingdom was torn down. This is what you bring my Mexico people onto. Drugs. It is you, the government. It is you, the elites. It is you, the Jews. You destroyed Mexico, a great civilization of people. Knowledge and understanding. You turn them into drug lords, drug pimps, drug traders. You the elites. You the so-called leaders of this crooked world. I'm not a Jew. I'm not an African. I'm not a Gentile. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. I am who I am. Plantation X Jamaica. It's the land of my birth, land of my blood, land of my ancestors, land of my foreparents, the land of the people before me. This is my land. This is my home. We Jamaica is broadened onto the entire colony of the Americas. We are not no island. We Jamaicans are not an island people. We are a continental people. Imprisoned upon Plantation X upon our own land. So 1492 Inquisition end the 800 years of ruling of the Moors by the Romans. So in 1492, we, my people, were already living upon this beautiful land, Plantation X Jamaica. It was not discovered by Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus is a damn blasted liar. He came in the name of Rome and Queen Ferdinand, hunting down the Moors, executing the Moors, searching for the very last drop of the Moors, while we, the natives upon this land, we housed the Moors, changed their name unto Maroons. Then they intermarried with our people. Now you want to take away our land? You want to propagate your doctrine upon us, saying that we are Moors, saying that we are Maroons, when we are not? You want to take our home, our culture? You want to destroy our past and giving us witchcraft? camouflage Obeah, war and crime, oppression. I burn your principalities in high and low places. Burn witchcraft, burn necromancy, burn Obeah. All these are instruments and implements of war. Obeah is an instrument of war. Obeah is an instrument of war. War with insects and chemicals and plants. Creating of poisons, deadly poisons. My people did not know of your war. We never did have to war because we never warred. We never fight. Until you Africans came. Until you Maroons came. Until Spain came. Until England came. I say, my people, study the history. I'm not an African. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Jew. No religion. You have approximately 4,000 to 5,000 religions throughout this earth. And none is mine. Religion was created by man. So if religion was created by man, God was created by man. Again, I say, religion is created by man. So does God is created by man. No man cannot create no image and statue nor no God and give unto me. None. None. If you want to see God, look at God as the water. Anything, any vessel you put it in, it take it form. So God is everything and everywhere. God is everything and everywhere. Almost you give the black man a white God to worship. The black man will burn that God. Almost you give a white man a black God to worship. The white man will burn that God. Almost you give a Chinaman a black man or a white man God to worship. The Chinaman will burn that God. Because you all see God in your own image and your own likeness. It's evil. It's war. It's contention. It's evil. It's war. It's contention. Now, you seek to destroy the innocent people of Palestine. No, you seek to destroy the people of Palestine, declaring the land to be a land of Israelite. Israel, you have no land. Israel, you have no land. Until this day, Israel have no land. You are the children who are seeking for a promised land. A land that was not given by man, but your thoughts. Israel have no land. Again, I say, Israel has no land. Jacob has no land. From the dawning of Abraham, they have been trodden through the land of Canaan. From Ur, from crossing the river, unto Canaan through Babylon, unto Egypt. They never had no land. Jacob changed his name unto Israel. Jacob never have no land. His sons went to war into the land of Canaan, destroying their cousins and their brothers and their sisters and their aunts and their uncles. The Jebusites, the Perizzites, Jebusites, they are all families who you destroy, your families. Israel has no land. Again, I say Israel has no land. So why you continue to bombard the people upon the land of Palestine? Why you seek to destroy the Palestinians when Israel has no land? Israel is just another big illusion. Children of war and contention and strife. Edom, Esau, Jacob, Israel. You are propagators. You have done enough harm unto humanity, unto mankind, unto people. Esau and Jacob. You have lied. You have killed. You have destroyed. Just to put you yourself, your doctrine, your gods first. None never existed. None don't make sense. The Moors are Jews. Yes, they are. Ashkenaz are Jews. Yes, they are. Black Jews and white Jews, Indian Jews. You have Jews of all complexion who have a right to the law of Abraham. And all of you are creating confusion upon humanity. All of you are creating confusion upon humanity. You divide, you rule, you kill, you plunder, you manipulate. Almost you put the gun at a man's head to praise your God. Oh, be unto they who say they are Israelites. Oh, be unto them who say they are Israelites. Oh, be unto they who say they are Hebrew Israelites. Oh, be unto Edom, Esau. Far too long. Far too long. Far too long the people of this earth have been oppressed by religion and politics. The people need rest. They need rest. The people need rest from your illusion and your elusive thinking. There's no heaven. There's no Zion. There's no place where there's no night, that there's no day. There's no place like that. Life is here upon earth. Unite my people. Unite my people. Africans, again I say to you, by reasons of your corruption amongst yourself, your houses of leadership and your low places, you will be tenants upon the continent of Africa. You Africans, your land will be divided. Understand, you soon will be tenant. United States of Africa is just the same as United States of America. Your land will be plundered. You will be divided. You kill Gaddafi. You kill all the great ones who came to liberate you as African. Almost African unity be spoken of upon the table of Europe and the Western world. The unity of Africa must be spoken of on the continent and the dirt of Africa. Why is the unity of Africa be spoken of in the houses of the Europeans who destroy and plunder you so much? You're damn stupid. Damn it, you leaders of Africa. You sold your people again. I'm not an African. I'm not an African. I need no repatriation. I need no reparation. This is the land of my birth plantation, ex-Jamaica. It is my home. It is my land. And we upon this land will fight from its necessary to victory upon this land. You killed Marcus Garvey. Yes, you did. You the people. You killed Marcus Garvey. I say, just like how the people of Libya killed Gaddafi, the people of the Western world, they killed Marcus Garvey. So I can see what is coming to you, the people in Africa. They killed the last preacher, Sir Alexander Bedward. Sir Alexander Bedward was the last preacher. There's no more preacher. Alexander Bedward sealed the ages of preaching. Just as how Emperor Haile Selassie I, him seal the oaths of kingship. No king after him, no preacher after Sir Alexander Bedward, and yet still no prophet after Marcus Garvey. Because the people up on the western world and the land of Jamaica and Shoal, they killed their prophets, they killed their kings. Just like you in Africa, you killed your prophets, you killed your king. So you shall suffer like how we suffer around there, because by reasons of killing your prophets and king. In the Americas, they killed Martin Luther. They killed John Brown. They killed Harriet Tubman. So they suffer. Every people who kill their prophet, their priest, their king, their liberator, you shall suffer. Africa, you shall suffer. By reasons of your choices to mingle with Europe and the Western world. Europe and the Western world shall rape you and ravish you. Just like they did to my people. Because of my people choices around there in the Western world. They choose to dwell in coloniality and colonialism. They join hands with the governments of the evil, those who oppress you. And they sink you deep into suffering and poverty with bills and debts and depression. Damn it! My people, you've lost your soul. You have lost your soul, my people. Go back for your soul. Go back for your soul. Go, Johnny, go now. Go back for your soul. The things you portray now, you won't live till you are old. Go back for your soul. Go back for your soul, ladies and gentlemen. First Nation Adoration. Until we meet again. For blessed day, my people. I love you. I love you. I love you. One energy. One energy. One energy. One energy. I love you. Until we meet again. I love you. I love you. One energy. One energy. One energy. One energy. Adoration.